Around 10 or so years ago, I was doing what probably most young guitar players were doing at the time and spending most of my time on YouTube looking up videos of other guitar players playing guitar. And it could have been with the intention of trying to learn a solo from a song that I was interested in trying to learn for myself, or I was trying to learn a song as a whole from watching someone else play it. But for the most part, I was just looking around the internet for anything and everything. And in my aimless perusing of YouTube, I came across a video of Guthrie Govan playing a guitar that had no frets on the neck. Fretless guitar. Which piqued my curiosity because up to that point, I don't think I had the concept in my head of a guitar that existed without frets on the fretboard. It's literally called a fretboard for a reason. And so I checked the video out. And I think it goes without saying that anything that's got strings in a neck, Guthrie Govan can not only play, but will play it as though he's mastered that instrument, even if it's his first time sitting down with it. It truly boggles my mind. But what really caught my attention in that video is he played a pinch harmonic, and while still sustaining that note, he slid it up the length of the fretboard. My mind went, because I didn't know that that was a thing that you could do with harmonics. Again, I was younger. This was 10 years ago. I don't know. But with all this new information fresh in my mind, my first impulse was to go and see where I could get my hands on a fretless guitar, which it turns out is a very difficult process to undertake, especially as a left-handed guitar player. Pretty much the only available options at that point were either custom-made instruments or really expensive ones from weird companies that I'd never heard of before. And even those were super expensive, especially after you factor in shipping from Italy or some long-off place like that. And so pretty much the idea of getting my hands on a fretless guitar kind of dissipated in that moment. Fast forward to today, as of recently, I've been receiving a bunch of targeted ads from a company called Guitar Flatter, where they're selling a device that basically will turn your existing guitar into a fretless guitar. And for the next couple weeks, I continue to get these targeted ads for this device that is proposed to be a fretless guitar in your pocket. And so I took a chance and I went ahead and I got myself one. And today we're going to talk about it, what it does, and what I think about it. Here we go. Good afternoon, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, hello, I am Miles. I do music stuff. And today we're going to be talking about a device that you attach to your instrument, in this case either a bass or a guitar, and that essentially turns it into a fretless instrument, the device being the Guitar Flatter. According to the company website, the Flatter is a simple modification that goes in between the neck and the strings on your guitar, flattening the fretboard and easily converting your guitar into a fretless instrument with the most cool and expressive sounds. It's made out of high quality, crystal clear, scratch resistant polycarbonate and is precision engineered to feel smooth and solid and is completely harmless to the guitar. The Flatter was designed especially for musicians who want to learn and experiment in the world of fretless instruments without having to invest in an entirely new instrument. And it's true, it's really easy to install this thing on your guitar. Like, it's just a matter of loosening the strings enough where you can get them out of the way of the fretboard itself. You place this on the fretboard, make sure it clicks into place on top of the nut, and then you tighten the strings back up. That's it. And the company took into account that not all guitars are constructed the same way. So if you find that there's any sort of looseness on the sides of the neck itself, they've also included some foam pads that you could stick to the inside of the device itself so that you have a nice, secure, and snug fit on the fretboard of your guitar. They also make a model of the Guitar Flatter specifically for bass, although it's worth noting that if you're trying to get this for a 7, 8, or 9 string guitar, you're kind of out of luck because it's not made for a fretboard that wide. And I believe the bass model is specifically designed for a 4-string bass. So that's just something I think you should keep in mind before purchasing. But enough talk from me. Let's actually hear what this thing sounds like in the context of being used with a guitar. Here we go. So as you could probably tell from the demo, intonation's a bit of a challenge when it comes to using a fretless surface on the guitar. It's honestly amazing how much I've sort of taken for granted what the frets do on the neck of the guitar when it comes to fretting single notes or chords, or even utilizing vibrato in your technique. But my shortcomings aside, it was still an enjoyable experience using this device. As far as any noteworthy drawbacks I've found from it personally, I'd say that if you're going to get your hands on the guitar flatter, you should have a designated guitar for that device, rather than it being something that you interchange between all your different guitars. And I say that because once you put it on, you're probably going to want to have that guitar set up so that the string height is complementary to the device itself. Like, this thing itself has a pseudo nut built into it on top for the strings to be fed through. However, towards the tail end of the string heading towards the bridge, you can definitely hear a lot of like spanking of the strings against the surface of this. So maybe treat it like you would if you had a guitar that you were using specifically for slide guitar, where you would have the action set higher so that you can implement fretting notes in between notes that you're playing with the slide itself and do more chordal playing that way. And in this case, just ensuring that you have clearance between this and the strings so that there's no issue in terms of sustain or anything of that nature. And in addition to that, and while it may seem like a personal gripe that only pertains to me, there are actually, in fact, a whole bunch of left-handed guitar players out in the world that play lefty, and that I'm sure would love to have access to the higher notes that are available when you're using the guitar flatter as a righty. They're not available if you're a lefty because they have this little slope down here. And this is good if you want to play higher notes on low E, A, and D, but probably not, right? Not all the time. Like, if you're gonna shred out of tune, you might as well be on the thin strings, right? But yeah, like with that, I would just suggest that the company maybe consider making a lefty model of the device, or just simply getting rid of this aesthetically pleasing slope that is down here at the bottom. But that's a small detail. Beyond that, I don't have too many criticisms outside of my own personal abilities to play with no frets underneath my fingers. But just as is the case with the guitar in general, everything sounds better with time and with practice. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Big thank you to the company Guitar Flatter for making this device something that was available to me to purchase. I'm definitely interested in trying to do more things with it as time goes on. And if you're interested in getting your hands on one, I'll have a link below in the description to their website where you can order it directly from them. I hope you found this video to be interesting and informative. And if so, and you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as it helps the channel grow and make these videos more visible to more people. So help me out. It's free. And if you like what I'm doing here and you want to support further than just liking and subscribing, I'll leave a link down in the description to my Patreon page where you can check out all the different tiers of benefits that are attached to your support for this channel and future videos down the line. But that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope all of you out there have a wonderful Father's Day. Stay safe. Keep playing. Peace.